So it's interesting. Branding came up a few times today. A former client asked me or said Chat GPT is going to be great for branding, and current client said, "Hey, man, how can we make this brand really seen?" And when he asked that question, how can you make it sing? I remember Coca-Cola, where everybody's standing on the top of the hill, all the different walks of life, demographics, all singing a song about sharing a Coke. What we think about as branding and direct response is stuff like logos and page aesthetics, color templates, palettes. Those are a part of branding, but that's not branding. You can have all that stuff and never, ever, 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 ever build a brand. What builds a brand is making it a symbol. I'm going to post the link to the Coca-Cola commercial, and I want you to tell me why today's direct response copywriters don't think this way, because they don't. Copywriters today are very templated, think very much inside the box, are constantly asking what's working, and then trying to do it by changing just a few things, or using Chat GPT to write generic messaging about your supplement. That's not what builds brands. What builds brands is inviting people to see themselves as being a part of a community, a movement, a consciousness, a tribe. Coca-Cola said it doesn't matter what color your skin is, what language you speak, what God you believe in, share a Coke. And the song became so iconic that even today, it's a prime example of what direct response copywriters and business owners aren't doing. That they don't understand what branding is and what branding can do. If you can make your offer, your company, a symbol for what you solve or satisfy, that's worth a lot of money. But it means thinking outside the box, not in the templated form. Because you're not going to come up with a 5-minute, a 10-minute VSL that builds your brand if you're using all the typical tropes that have different associations for the people who are watching. In other words, they're not symbols of greatness or, oh my God, I want this. They're symbols of, I see that type of advertising all the time. And you end up losing brand equity instead of building it. So you can spend the same dollar and build a brand or lose brand equity. And most copywriters, direct response business owners are losing equity. That's why campaigns churn and burn like crazy, aside from things like Facebook algorithms needing to be constantly fed with new creative and all that type of stuff. Branding isn't about logos and color schemes and a tagline. It's about inviting people into the tribe and creating symbols that mirror on that effect, that allow them to see themselves in those symbols, so that they see your brand as the symbol for what you solve or satisfy. I'll put the link below. Ask some questions. Let's talk about this more.